Yehezqel, Ezekiel chapter 38. And the word of Yahuah came to me, saying, Son of man, turn your face against Gog of the land of Magog, the prince of Rosh, Meshech, and Tuval, and Naba, against him. And you shall say, Thus says the Adon Yahuah, See, I am against you, O Gog, the prince of Rosh, Meshech, and Tuval, and I shall turn you around, and I shall put hooks into your jaws, and shall lead you out with all your army, horses and horsemen, clad perfectly, a great assembly with armor and shields, all of them handling swords. Paras, Cush, and Put are with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all its bands, the house of Togarmah from the far north, and all its bands, many peoples with you. Be ready, prepare yourself, you and all your assemblies that are assembled unto you, and you shall be a guard for them. After many days you shall be called up. In the later years you shall come into the land of those brought back from the sword and gathered from many people on the mountains of Yisrael, which had been a continual waste. But they were brought out of the Gentiles, and all of them shall dwell safely. And you shall go up, coming like a storm, covering the land like a cloud, you and all your bands, and many peoples with you. Thus said the Adon Yahuah. And it shall be in that day that words arise in your heart, and you shall devise an evil plan, and you shall say, Let me go up against a land of unwalled villages. Let me go to those at rest who dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates, to take plunder and to take booty, to stretch out your hand against the waste places that are again inhabited, and against a people gathered from the Gentiles, acquiring livestock and goods, who dwell in the middle of the land. Shiva and Adon and the merchants of Tarshish, and all their young lions shall say to you, Have you come to take plunder? Have you gathered your army to take booty, to bear away silver and gold, to take away livestock and goods, to take great plunder? Therefore, son of man, Nava, and you shall say to Gog, Thus said the Adon Yahuah, In that day, when my people Yisrael dwell safely, would you not know? And you shall come from your place out of the far north, you and many peoples with you, all of them riding on horses, a great assembly and a mighty army. And you shall come up against my people Yisrael like a cloud to cover the land. In the later days it shall be, and I shall bring you against my land, in order that the Gentiles know me, when I am Kadosh in you, O Gog, before their eyes. Thus said the Adon Yahuah, Are you the one I spoke of in former days by my servants the Nevi'im of Yisrael, who Nava for years in those days to bring you against them? And it shall be on that day, on the day when Gog comes against the land of Yisrael, declares the Adon Yahuah, that my wrath shall come up in my face. For in my jealousy and in the fire of my wrath I have spoken. On that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Yisrael, so that the fish of the sea and the birds of the Shamayim and the beasts of the field and all creeping creatures that creep on the earth and all men who are on the face of the earth shall shake at my presence. And the mountains shall be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall, and every wall fall to the ground. And I shall call for a sword against Gog on all my mountains, declares the Adon Yahuah, the sword of each one being against his brother. And I shall judge him with pestilence and blood, and rain down flooding rain and hailstones, fire and sulfur on him and on his bands and on the many peoples who are with him. And I shall exalt myself and kadosh myself, and I shall be known in the eyes of many nations, and they shall know that I am Yahuah. Yehezqel, Ezekiel chapter 39. And you, son of man, nava against Gog, and you shall say, Thus said the Adon Yahuah, See, I am against you, O Gog, the prince of Rosh, Meshech, and Tuval, and shall turn you around and lead you on and bring you up from the uttermost parts of the north and bring you against the mountains of Yisrael, and shall smite the bow out of your left hand and make the arrows fall from your right hand. On the mountains of Yisrael you shall fall, you and all your bands and the peoples who are with you. To the birds of prey of every sort and to the beasts of the field I shall give you for food. On the face of the field you shall fall, for I have spoken, declares the Adon Yahuah. And I shall send fire upon Magog and on those who live undisturbed in the coastlands, and they shall know that I am Yahuah. And I shall make my Kodesh name known in the midst of my people Yisrael, and not let my Kodesh name be profaned any more. And the Gentiles shall know that I am Yahuah, the Kadosh one in Yisrael. See, it shall come, and it shall be done, declares the Adon Yahuah. This is the day of which I have spoken. And those who inhabit the cities of Yisrael shall go out and light on fire and burn the weapons, both the shields and armor, the bows and arrows, the clubs and spears, and they shall make fires with them for 7 years, and take no wood from the field, nor cut down any from the forests, for with the weapons they make fire, and they shall plunder those who plundered them, and loot those who looted them, declares the Adon Yahuah. And it shall be on that day that I give Gog a burial site there in Yisrael, the valley of those passing by east of the sea, and stopping those passing by, because there they shall bury Gog and all his crowd, and shall call it the valley of Hamon Gog. And the house of Yisrael shall bury them for 7 months, in order to cleanse the land. And all the people of the land shall bury them, and it shall be for a name to them on the day that I am esteemed, declares the Adon Yahuah. And they shall separate men who continually passed through the land, burying those who were passing through, those left on the surface of the ground, in order to cleanse it. At the end of 7 months they shall search, and those passing through shall pass through the land, and when anyone sees a man's bone, he shall put up a sign beside it, till the buriers have buried it in the valley of Hamon Gog. And also a city named Hamonah shall be there, so they shall cleanse the land. And you, son of man, thus said the Adon Yahuah, speak to every sort of bird and to every beast of the field, assemble yourselves and come gather from all around to my offering which I am slaughtering for you, a great offering on the mountains of Yisrael. And you shall eat flesh and drink blood. Eat the flesh of the mighty, drink the blood of the princes of the earth, of rams and lambs, of goats and bulls, all of them fatlings of Bashan. And you shall eat fat till you are filled, and drink blood till you are drunk at my offering which I am slaughtering for you. And you shall be satisfied at my table with horses and riders, with mighty men, and with all the men of battle, declares the Adon Yahuah. And I shall place my esteem among the Gentiles, and all Gentiles shall see my judgment, which I have executed, and my hand, which I have laid on them. And the house of Yisrael shall know that I am Yahuah, their Elohim, from that day onward. And the Gentiles shall know that the house of Yisrael went into exile for their wickedness, because they have trespassed against me, so that I hid my face from them, and I gave them into the hand of their adversaries, and they all fell by the sword. According to their uncleanness and according to their transgressions I have dealt with them, and hidden my face from them. Therefore thus said the Adon Yahuah, now I am going to bring back the captives of Yaakov, and I shall have compassion on all the house of Yisrael, and shall be jealous for my Kodesh name. And they shall have borne their shame and all their trespass they committed against me, when they dwell safely in their own land, with none to make them afraid. When I have brought them back from the peoples, and gathered them out of the lands of their enemies. And I shall be Kadosh in them before the eyes of many Gentiles. And they shall know that I am Yahuah, their Elohim, who sent them into exile among the Gentiles, and then gathered them back to their own land, and left none of them behind. And no longer do I hide my face from them, for I shall have poured out my Ruah on the house of Yisrael, declares the Adon Yahuah.